Phil, disappointing in the last home game of the season. We lost 1-0 to Workington.
Yeah, really disappointed with the result. I didn't think we deserved that. I thought we were by far the better team, which is really frustrating. You can take it if sometimes you've been beat by the better team. Workington obviously had a game plan like a lot of teams that come to the Weaver this season. And it worked for them. I think they've had one free kick in the box and the lads scored off it. We know they're good at them, but it's disappointing at the fact that we've been beaten by a team that haven't had what I'd say a proper shot. I think they've had a few shots from distance that are half shots. Absolutely dominated possession, had half chances, but they're the fine margins. I was saying to the players at half time, that can be the difference for us between winning and losing with regards to when we're playing the better teams. We're not going to always get clear-cut chances. We need a little bit of magic in the box. We need somebody to really put the foot on the ball and be assertive with a finish. And you do need a little bit of luck, and I don't feel we got that today. We didn't quite get the drop of the ball with all the great football we played, and I think everyone at the ground could feel that today. The fans felt very tentative. I didn't really hear them today. Maybe they were a bit edgy because they knew a win would secure us in the playoffs. But we need the fans to be 100% behind us, loud, just like the Workington fans were today. And we need that. I'm not just saying it because I want more fans down here. The players, they thrive off that. And it did feel a bit edgy today, but listen, it's gut-wrenching because we would have liked to have got the result today to secure ourselves in the playoffs. Now we need to go and get something, I feel, from Hales, Owen and Stourbridge, which I didn't really want to be doing the back end of the season, but maybe that's a good thing as well because it keeps us on our toes. We don't sit back on our laurels, and here at Nantwich we don't like doing it easy. We always seem to make it difficult for ourselves. We've got ourselves in a fantastic position. I'm sure everybody would have took this at this point of the season to have a chance of being in the playoffs and a chance of going up. So listen, at Nantwich, as I said, we don't make it easy for ourselves.
You mentioned the fact that there's still something to play for in terms of we need a point to secure our position because with a couple of other teams have dropped points. So you need to go down to Hales Owen now and get something from that game, and then perhaps Stourbridge as well.
Definitely. I mean, I'd like to send a message out that we can beat these top teams. We've done it earlier on in the season. We've not been able to quite do it second half of the season. We had a lot of draws and obviously a couple of defeats. But I look around us and everybody else is losing as well, and I think there's an expectancy here that we have a divine right to win. We have a divine right to score every time it goes in the box, and we can't ever lose the ball, and people get really down and dejected if we do these things. They've got to remain positive. They've got to get behind the players. Because it's a confidence game. The players need to thrive off that. They need to know that people are 100% behind them no matter what happens in the game. These lads have been fantastic for the town for the last 2.5 seasons that I've been here. They've been a pleasure to work with, and the town should be really proud of the team that we can put on that field.
Yeah, as you mentioned, it was a very scrappy game. First half there wasn't really a lot of chances for either side, but they've nicked one from perhaps the only way it looked like either team was going to score, from a set piece. We were perhaps a bit disappointing that their lads managed to get above his man and score that header.
Yeah, really disappointed, but like I say, they're going to have an opportunity in the game, and it just felt that was the way it was going to go, that one chance, and it's gone in for them, unfortunately. But again, we've absolutely dominated. It's been such a one-sided game. I mean, they're ecstatic because they're the informed team. I think they've gone something like 8 games on the spin now, winning, so they're no mugs, but it's frustrating when you're far the superior team. There's nothing there for us to be frightened of going into the playoffs if we have them again. But listen, Workington, perennial playoff contenders, they know what they're doing when they get to this business point of the season. I've got to give them full respect because they got obviously the tactics. You have to give it them. They got it spot on in terms of they've come and tried to just nick something, and they have. But it's massively frustrating from our point of view. The brand of football we try and play when you're not beating a team that are doing that, and we do it more times than we don't, but at this time of the season we just need to make sure we are doing that to teams that are just sitting behind the ball and hoping to pick us off. And they didn't pick us. It was a free kick, which is even more galling because, like you say, they've not picked us off on the counter-attack. We've defended the counter really well. We're getting good at that now. We're so used to teams just sitting in. Kurt was outstanding. The whole back four was outstanding again. Sam Hall was absolutely mesmeric in midfield. Just getting on the ball, getting us playing. just really frustrating today.
Yeah, you mentioned the second half we had a few chances, a couple didn't quite fall for us. Keeper's made an excellent save almost behind his back. He's managed to somehow claw it off the line. It must have been frustrating to see some of those good chances come and go.
Yeah, it was, and that's what I'm saying to you early on, where you need your lads to bury them chances, and we have last couple of weeks, we have been finishing them off. But when you're coming against the teams you're probably going to be playing against in the playoffs, if we get there, I keep saying that because everybody just thinks it's a given, then you need to take them chances. We've said it all season, that could be the difference between us not just getting the playoffs but going up as well, because when we play the better teams, what they do have are them clinical players in them front positions. I have got them, but they have to be on their day. We need to have them where maybe they're not playing at the best, where they can pull off a great finish. But I said to the lads inside, it's not just the centre forward, the wingers, the midfielders, it's everyone. I expect them all at a certain point. They're at Nantwich Town because they've got quality. All my players are fit, they're all tactically aware. We might get called out for overplaying at times, but I don't think anyone can say that to us at this point in the season. I think we've really learnt this year when to play and when not to. Now and again you're going to get tackled and people say it's overplaying. It's not, it's just that the other team have done quite well to shut you down. We won't change the way we play, but I do need my match winners to step up to the plate in the next couple of games massively.
Yeah, one slight concern was that Ben Harrison was forced off midway through the first half. He was playing really well and he put in a great cross, Bell almost headed in, and then he was forced off with an ankle injury. Is there any sort of prognosis on him yet, or is it a bit too
Not yet,
soon?
we'll have to give it a couple of days to settle down. Hopefully it's just a sprain, and if it is just a sprain then obviously we can look after Ben and make sure he's right for the playoffs if we get there. But Ben's a massive player for us and he was superb for that. But Joel Stairs come on and been equally as good, so it's not a major concern. It's just any team without Ben Harrison in is a weaker team.
And now you go down to Hales Owen, which is the first of the final two games of the season. They're safe they're just above the relegation zone, but they're safe, but they're not in great form. We've had a few battles with them earlier in the season. What sort of test are you expecting from them in this game?
Stern test. We've had, as you said, many a good battle with Hales Owen. It'll be interesting to see how they do play. When we normally play them, they do tend to sit in. It'll be interesting to see if they come and have a go at us. You'd like to think they would at this point in the season, but if they don't, hey listen, we've got 2 game plans that we'll have ready, and I'm sure their management team will as well. So it's a game we're looking forward to, and for me it's a game we need to be going and taking maximum points really from my point of view, and that's the intent we'll be going with. And again, Stourbridge on the Saturday will have that same mindset, and I'm sure they will. So it's got to be ruthless at this point of the season. There's no quarter given or taken. It's going to be a real tight end to the season. We knew this anyway when we looked at the games people had, the fixtures. This was always going to be a really tight game. The bit that my lads have done well this season, they have won the games they should be winning. So again, on paper we should be going to Hales Owen and getting a result. Hopefully we can recover well, we can get our energy levels back up, but so have they got to do that as well. So we're really looking forward to the game. We'll shake this off, we'll go again. It was great, John Gold come down there and congratulated the players. As I said, it was a little bit flat today, but I think maybe it was nerves from everybody in the crowd, and I thought John Gold was first class there, the way he come down and really told the lads that the whole club, the town are behind them and they need to hear that, and it's a real touch of class from John doing that.